If you have heard there's a Pokémon train in Japan, I'm guessing it's this one, the Pokémon with You train in Tohoku. It was created after the huge earthquake in 2011 to bring joy back to the region, and it has been running ever since. If you Google Pokémon train, it's basically the only thing you see. But I'm here to tell you that it's not the only one, not even close. Tucked away in the countryside, there are multiple other trains the locals use every single day, but they're almost unheard of outside Japan. And while the Tohoku train can sell out weeks in advance, with these hidden gems you can pretty much just walk straight in. So, today I'm taking you with me on a quest to ride 3 Pokémon trains in only 3 days, and I'll tell you everything you need to know if you want to do the same. My search actually started because of the first Pokémon train. I got to see it on my trip last year, but I was badly prepared and didn't realize the tickets would be long gone. So I only got to see it on the platform before it departed, but the train attendant was super kind and let me go inside to take pictures, and she also told me something amazing. That there's another Pokémon train that just opened very recently on the other side of Japan, in Noto Peninsula in Ishikawa Prefecture. So that's going to be our first stop. The second Pokémon with You train was also created because of an earthquake. On January 1st, 2024, a devastating earthquake hit Noto, the worst one in Japan since the one in Tohoku. So once again, Pokémon sprung into action. On August 1st of the same year, Noto Railway's Pokémon with You train was unveiled at Anamizu Station, and it's been running almost daily since then. Compared to the Tohoku train, this one has plenty of advantages for the unprepared tourist. It currently makes a round trip between Anamizu and Nanao stations every day of the week except Wednesdays, and it doesn't require any reservations. There's even a special campaign going on from April to November that gives you a commemorative boarding pass if you go on weekends or holidays, so of course that's what I did. First, you need to get to the Noto Peninsula. I made the trip from Tokyo mostly by car, though you could also take the Hokuriku Shinkansen bullet train all the way to Kanazawa, and then local trains from there. Even with Shinkansen, the ride takes at least 5 hours, so you might want to get somewhere nearby the day before. The Pokémon train leaves from Anamizu Station at 12:57, takes 40 minutes to arrive at Nanao Station, and heads back from Nanao at 14:80. I decided I'm perfectly fine riding the train just one way, and since Nanao is the more southern station out of the two, I headed there. Technically, you could also board the train from any of the 6 stations in between, but all the big Pokémon decorations are at Anamizu and Nanao, so I'd recommend the entire route if you want the full experience. So here I am at Nanao Station, and I can already see the train! I was about 20 minutes early just to be safe, but the station is small and you can't miss the platform entrance. Look at how adorable it is! The only thing you need to know here is that the train is operated by Noto Railway and they don't accept IC cards. You actually have to buy the ticket from the machine with cash. So pick Anamizu from the options, grab your ticket, and also remember to grab the commemorative stamp. And we're all ready to go. The train has only one car, but it's all covered in Pokémon wrappings. The rainbow colors go all around it. I'll show you the other side later. And it's even cuter on the inside. I was just grinning the entire time I was filming this. Luckily it wasn't crowded at all, even though it was Saturday, so hopefully the other people weren't too bothered by a very excited foreigner. And we're off! The Noto Peninsula has lovely Japanese countryside views. I don't know if it's just Japanese people being polite, but nobody except the children showed any particular excitement about the train. Some people really just use this as a normal local train. Most stations didn't have Pokémon decorations as far as I could see, but Noto Nakajima did. I think it would have been a bit too risky to run to grab the stamp though, so I didn't. We also met another decorated train from the anime Insomniacs after school. Okay, here we go again. We saw some more lovely countryside views, occasionally went very close to the sea, and stopped at more adorable tiny train stations. As a final treat, right before Anamizu, the train goes through a tunnel, and we were treated to a surprise light show. After that, it was just a couple of more minutes until we arrived at our destination. I really didn't want to leave, but there was one more thing to do, getting that special boarding pass. That was easy though, there was a guy handing them out as we stepped out. There's actually an extra level for the hardcore fans. The art on the boarding pass changes every month, and if you collect all 8, you can enter a lottery to win an acrylic pass holder. But there's more. If you quickly go through the overpass to the other platform, you can see the train from the other side before it leaves. It's incredibly cute from this side as well, and the train's website actually says they specifically wanted to include Pokémon known for cheering and healing, such as Plusle, Minun, and Milotic. Honestly, just looking at this heals my soul. Bye bye Pokémon train, I'll miss you! Oh, it's actually not going away yet, never mind then. It was just making space for another train, this one with Hanasaku Iraha decorations. I guess Noto really likes anime trains? Okay, now the train is actually leaving. But I think we can call the first train out of the 3 a great success. I think leaving from Nanao was actually the perfect choice since I got to go in from the adorable Pokémon entrance and see the light show at the end. Anamizu doesn't have a gate, but it does have plenty of Pokémon signage, and of course another stamp. Anyway, good things must come to an end sometimes, so I think it's time to go. Besides, I still have 2 other trains to catch. From Noto, I headed south to Fukui Prefecture, where I was planning to catch the Echizen Railway Dragonite train. This one is a part of the Pokémon Local Acts tourism campaign, where different remote prefectures of Japan receive their own Pokémon ambassadors. Dragonite has been Fukui's support Pokémon since October 2023, because the prefecture is famous for not exactly dragons, but dinosaurs. Fukui has the highest number of new dinosaur fossil discoveries in Japan, as well as one of the leading dinosaur museums in the world. And yeah, they were everywhere. So, how difficult is it to ride the Dragonite train? Again, I have good news. It's just one train among many local trains and doesn't require special tickets or reservations. There's also a detailed schedule on the website, though it's only published about 10 days ahead. The train also has multiple possible routes. Currently, it's traveling either between Fukui and Mikuni Port or Fukui and Katsuyama. So, we're starting from Fukui Station. When you get to the station, don't go for JR trains. Find this Dragonite vending machine and you'll find the Echizen Railway entrance. Go through the gate with your IC card, go up the escalator, and there it is. I was really worried about being late, but in the end I had several minutes just to admire the train in its full dragon glory. So, again we travel through the Japanese countryside, though the first stations are definitely more in the city. The train also has a very different feel than the first one, since it's much longer and has barely any people on it. It's Sunday now, so maybe it would be more busy on weekdays? But I'm happy, since I don't need to worry about bothering people and can happily go sit on the other side of the aisle if I feel like it, just because the mountain view is so much nicer there. Again, I can't help being envious of the locals who get to have this view and this train anytime they want. After a cozy ride that takes almost an hour, we finally arrive at Katsuyama Station.
Your belongings with you when you get off. Thank you for riding the Echizen Railway. We look forward to serving you again.
As you can probably guess, I didn't want to leave, but I kind of had to. I was the last one to get out. So, one last look around the train, and then it's time to say goodbye and head out to see what the station is like. Here's the train from the other side, by the way. I have to remember to document the whole thing, you see. Oh, and remember to tap your IC card on your way out. To make things even better, Katsuyama Station has some of the Fukui exclusive Dragonite merchandise like t-shirts, clear files and stickers. No Pokemon stamps, but you can have 3 others, so not bad. And I happened to go outside just in time to see the train head back towards Fukui station again. So train number 2, success. Unfortunately, this one won't be here forever. It's currently planned to operate until March 2026. But there's still time to go if you'd like, and we can always hope it gets an extension. But that's not all. As I started heading south again, I was so excited to find that several roadside stations I stopped at had more Dragonite merchandise and even one of the local act's manhole covers. And the merch wasn't just t-shirts and stickers, but local delicacies like several different kinds of tea, Dragonite curry, and even miso paste. I bought some. I still don't know what to make out of it. The third train of our journey is also a local act specialty. It belongs to the Mie Prefecture, where the ambassador Pokémon is Oshawott. Oshawott is called Mijumaru in Japanese, and the characters for Mie can also be read Miju. The region is also known for its shellfish, so Oshawott with its scallop is a great choice to represent Mie. And they have an Oshawott train. The one we're going to visit actually isn't even the first one. In January 2022, Mie debuted a smaller Oshawott train that only operated in the Iseshima area in western Mie. Unfortunately, it closed in 2024, but this year we got something even bigger. This is Oshawott Liner, an express train reaching from Iseshima all the way to Osaka, Kyoto and Nagoya. It started operations in February 2025, which makes it one of the newest Pokémon trains. So, how do we get to ride it? Oshawott Liner is actually the most complicated one out of the 3 trains, because it's only one of multiple Iseshima Liner trains traveling the same routes. Luckily, the Kintetsu Limited Express website offers a very detailed schedule, even in English. There are 11 different routes that also differ between weekdays and weekends, so make extra sure you're reading the right table for your exact travel date. You also need both a basic fare ticket and a limited express ticket, since the train only has reserved seats. It sounds a bit stressful, but for the basic fare you can just use your IC card, and the limited express tickets can be bought online in advance, and their system is available in English. The tickets are available 30 days in advance, but to my relief there seem to be a lot of available seats even for the next few days, so it's a good option if you want to play it safe. I'm actually not going to Mie Prefecture at all, which feels a bit like cheating, but today the train happens to be in Kyoto, so just a very quick detour to the Pokémon Center and then towards Kyoto Station. Once again, you don't want JR trains, you need to find the signs to Kintetsu Line. Then, if you haven't bought your ticket in advance, find a ticket office or a ticket machine with the red Limited Express ticket sign. You can switch the machine to English, so buying the ticket should be easy. If you want to buy the basic fare ticket at the same time, you'll get 2 printed tickets, but if you have an IC card, you only really need the one with an assigned seat. So, I went through the gate, tried to find the right platform, when... Oh, wait, it's already there! It's already there, there it is! This train is the fanciest one by far, and way longer than the other trains. Like, really long. The car in the back has normal seats, but every other car has Oshawott decorations in different colors, and one of them is the slightly more expensive one with the seats facing each other. And it just keeps going! And when you finally get to the front of the train, there's this adorable observation deck if you want the front view of the train when it's running. This time I had plenty of time to spare, so I took my documentation duties seriously. Also, I accidentally chose the best place to go in, which is car 4 by the way, because I immediately found this amazing Oshawott shrine. I haven't seen this anywhere online, so I didn't even know it was there. They really put a lot of effort into this train, I am so impressed. My next mission was finding the train stamp, because of course there's one. The website said there are stamp stations in cars 3 and 4, but I managed to walk through the whole train without finding one and had to head back towards the end of the train. Oh, okay, here it is. I just walked past it. Whew. And just as the train left the station, I also found the other stamp, right where I started. I wandered around a little more. Car 5 is the fancy car where tickets would have been more expensive. And finally, I returned to my seat to enjoy the view as well as the age-old tradition of ekiben, train station lunchbox. Okay, mine was just very simple convenience store sushi and a bottle of kalpis, but I think it still counts. After leaving the city, I think I managed to sit still and enjoy the scenery for like 20 minutes. But then I just had to wander off again because I realized I needed to see the observation deck when the train was running. No one else on the train did that, so I was just hanging out there with the Oshawott crew. And the unknown train driver who had no idea he ended up on a video. Thank you for your contribution, much appreciated. Unfortunately, train rides have a bad habit of ending. So, after almost an hour, I arrived in Kashihara Jingumae and had to say goodbye to Oshawott Liner.
I honestly can't believe this went so well. And yeah, soon it will head back to Kyoto.
Okay then, bye bye. Bye bye Oshawott train. Some last shots from the other side of the platform, you can finally kind of get the idea of how long the train is. And then it's time to close this little adventure.
Okay, now I still need to get back from here.
3 days, 3 trains, immeasurable amounts of childlike excitement. These trains are such hidden treasures, and I'm so envious of every local who gets to ride them whenever they want. Which one did you like the most? If you ever get to ride them, do let me know, I'd love to hear how it was. I also brought back a few new guidebooks with Game Freak interviews, so I won't run out of new stuff to translate anytime soon. Check out my previous video about the development of X and Y while waiting for the next one. Hope to see you soon!